Hello, good evening, and welcome. Not exactly an original opening line. There was someone else who who had that one a long time ago. It's Thursday night anyway. Very relaxed little old stream. Nothing really too exciting in the world right now, other than Armageddon and all that kind of stuff. But anyway. I'll just say it's Thursday night. Let's have a nice little old stream. These live streams, Monday, Tuesday, they went down well. Monday and Tuesday went down well. A nice little community, things to talk about. Tonight, we've got a few nice little old questions. In fact, actually got a lot of stuff to talk about. So, spoil for choice, might just put my hand into the chocolate box. And also, thanks to some of you guys for suggesting some things to talk about as well. Makes all the difference. So, Wayne Kerr, come on, I'd put the pork pie. No, I'm not eating any more of that. I get on with it. Capo 17, Barry from EastEnders, good evening. Life Utopia, hey now. Yoz Travels, what's going down, gang? Good, nice to hear from you, mate. Chaz Brown, David Walters, Donald Trump, yes, good evening. Where are we? David Mahoney, it's 9 o'clock in Sydney. That's 9 a.m. Okay, well, have a good day then, mate. Neil Fleet, nice to hear from you. Yogi Bear, Seamus Doherty. Seamus Doherty. Hi, Eddie. You heading out for the St. Patrick's Day? I'm not drinking, am I? Except for this. Except for a nice bit of gin. Gin with an ice cube and Schweppes. Shh, you know who. That was the old saying, wasn't it? And anyway, so yeah, I'm having a couple of D's of a night times, maybe the odd rum or whatever, but I've been really good since I come back over a week ago. I still got those 5 bottles of beer in the fridge and I haven't been tempted to touch them. I've been in a few supermarkets. I've just glanced at all the beer and the wine, and then I've looked away. And let me tell you something. Today, I went into Tesco's. Not really for a great deal of food, but things that I need anyway. And I went into Tesco's for a shop. Okay, and I loaded my basket with a nice big chicken, also a few steaks, mackerel, a couple of big bottles of Diet Cola and Schweppes, few other things. And anyway, my shopping trolley was, shopping basket was quite full. And I don't use those machine things. I can't stand them. So I put on the counter. The girl added it up. She said, right, all of that's £23. Now, we all know that prices for food has gone up in supermarkets. But she said, that's £23. Strangely, my reaction was, £23? Has she made a mistake? Jesus, that's bloody cheap. And then I remembered, I'm not buying any more beer or wine. I'll tell you what, under normal circumstances, there would have been cans and bottles and all kinds of things in with that. That probably would have been three times the price. The point that I'm making is that once you give up the beer and the wine, still drinking a few spirits here and there, but once you give up the beer and the wine, your shopping list, the price that you're paying for your shopping just goes well down. I'm saving quite a lot of money by not drinking beer and wine, as well as feeling a bit better for it anyway. So, I'm quite pleased about that. Anyway, I've done well. Still drinking a few gins and a few rums here and there, but it's okay. Everything's cool. So no, I'm not heading out to St. Patrick's Day because I wouldn't be. I've had enough nights out, I think, over the last 4 months. Delayed Dave, nice to hear from you. Farang Travels, nice to hear. David Marchant, Matthew Cartwright, Yoz Travels. That background, Eddie. Do you know something, Yoz? I've never actually figured out. I took that photograph in Ethiopia. I've never actually figured out whether that donkey is dead. I mean, it was in a marketplace in one of the towns in Ethiopia. And I just got this picture of the donkey. And I don't know if that donkey is sleeping or if it's dead. I mean, you know, but anyway, there it is. It's behind me anyway. Chaz Brown. Oh, the donkey's okay behind it. I've never figured I wasn't making the sound. I mean, you know, I think the donkeys sleep with their eyes open. Mister, 3 p.m. USA, Phoenix, Arizona, Thursday. Yo, okay, good for you, mate. Good for you. Sounds like a good place to be. Farang Travels, dead donkey. Well, I didn't kill it. Hard tulip, I'm a trainee. Okay. Ian UK, evening, going back to Pattaya first week in May for 3 weeks. That's bloody good. That's good. Yeah, good for you anyway, mate. Good for you. That's swift. Ian had a really, really good time in Pattaya and in Cambodia, you know, during the winter. So, yeah, good to see you rocking and rolling, mate. Hope all's well. Hard tulip, nice to have you. Humongous. Richard O, Vietnam Viking, 5 a.m. here in Pattaya. Yeah, it would be. Yeah, absolutely. Well, have a nice time anyway. Let's see. Michael DiCaprio was here. Michael DiCaprio was here. Love that name. That's so Godfather-ish, isn't it? Richie, though, are you streaming tomorrow for St. Pat? No, I won't be. It's not my bag. I'm not. Like I say, I'm not drinking. I mean, I'm not really sure I could have a night out without drinking. So I'll cross that bridge when I come from it. Okay, Sean Harris. Evening. What are your thoughts on 50s sci-fi movies? Example, Them or War of the Worlds. Now, what was Them? I think I've seen that. I think I've seen Them. But War of the Worlds, everyone's seen that with Gene Barry in it. Bloody good stuff. I love 50s sci-fi. There was some marvelous. There were some 50s sci-fi movies you could still watch now. A wonderful movie, and I've seen a still of it on Facebook the other day. A wonderful movie in the 50s called The Incredible Shrinking Man. And that really, really is a film that I haven't seen it for years, but I've seen it when I was a kid, and then I've seen it a couple of other times. And after about 3 or 4 screenings of it, I thought that's a marvelous movie. It basically, that's what it is. It's this guy who gets hit by a cloud and he just goes smaller and smaller. And he gets lost in the house and he ends up having a big fight with the spider and everything. And it's a horrific movie. There's so many other good things. I remember some years back, I watched, I believe it's a Creature from the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea or something like that. That is a great movie. Also, Forbidden Planet. Wonderful stuff, wonderful stuff, wonderful stuff. Yogi Bear, did you not bump into Gaz 77 at Asda? Wash your mouth out with soap, man. Gaz is all right. It's bloody Asda that I'm not entertaining anymore. Let's see. Who said that? Yeah, repair shop. Like and share. Yeah, please do, everybody. It really does help to get the video out there. Cheers, thanks for that. Repair shop was probably horse meat. Gaz 77. I'm not going to read Gaz's. You can read Gaz's. You can read Gaz's comments. Oh yeah, he has to kick me out to the barber shop because my wig fell off. And oh my God Almighty. All's well, Gaz. Keep taking the tablets, will you? Hard tulip. You remembered your private pension? Yeah. I remember my private pension. There is what did I see on the news? It's now if you take out your private pension beforehand, it was the first 25% that's taxable. But am I right in thinking that it's now 50%? Sorry, the first 25% is non-taxable. Am I right in saying that it's 50% non-taxable, or is that only for the super bloody rich, the ones that have got millions of pounds in the pension pot? I never paid that much attention because it sounded like I didn't really see much of the budget. I must admit, but you know, I think I still think it's all a big bloody con, to be honest with you. Let's see. It's humongous. It's a non-branded stuff you shop around. 70 to 80% of it tastes identical. Okay, fine, thank you. Neil Fleet, watch out for Asda's Scousers brandy. Did they sell that? I'm not going into Asda, and I'm not having any more Asda deliveries. They're history as far as I'm concerned. Yogi Bear, Ed, I've not had a drink since my 21st birthday, and I'm your age now. I must have saved a fortune over these years. Yeah, but have you had a good life, though? No, that sounds great. If drinking doesn't appeal to you, then that's fine. I'm really, really cool with that. I'm really, really cool. I haven't completely given up alcohol, as you can see. This is my first drink. I've limited my alcohol to a few of these a night, late at night. Late at night, while I'm doing this or watching a movie or whatever. But Jesus, like cutting out all that beer and wine and stuff, I've saved a lot of money and a lot of calories as well. Paul Hoskin, when you stop drinking beer, you will find it really hard. You dirty, smutty person. Seamus Doherty, probably dead. I think donkeys sleep standing up. I hope it's not dead. I hope it's not dead. I mean, no one's making it. It's still got something on its back, hasn't it? I thought it was just resting. I don't think it's dead. It's not dead, is it? I hope it's not bloody dead. I might get into trouble for putting a picture like that on YouTube. Humongous, R.I.P. poor donkey. He was probably relieved to depart lightly where to death in Ethiopia. Well, mules, apparently they make good pets, don't they? Seamus Doherty, would you recommend Ethiopia? Oh, yeah, absolutely. I spent a month traveling through Ethiopia about 10 years ago, and it is amazingly cultural. I mean, you can go see a few tourist sites and whatever, but some of the little villages and some of the little ramshackle bars, and there's some great people out there. There's also some shite people as well. There's also a few of them there. But Ethiopia is amazing culture. I remember they don't like the camera. Be careful, they don't like the camera. But one of the simple things I've done, I walked from my hotel, I walked through this little town, can't remember which one it was, but I walked through this little Ethiopian village, which was just the most mind-blowing experience. I mean, it was a market, and to see the way to see that in a place like that still exists in this day and age. Ethiopia it's dirty, grimy, but it's a marvelous cultural experience, marvelous, and they do some very nice local beers. Although I'm not drinking at the moment. David Barnett, counting down just 42 days till I fly back to Pattaya. Good for you, mate. Good for you. There we go. Yeah, Gaz is after it again. I got kicked out of house today, so I went to Morrison's dressed as a woman. Well, you dress as a woman anyway, don't you? 3 bottles of Bacardi for free. Okay. Let's say humongous. Liam Neeson making another film, same plot, probably his 50th action revenge film, plays the same role over and over again. Liam Neeson, you know what? In his early days, he's been around for a long time. I thought he's a fine British actor, but he doesn't quite have the charisma of some of the other great British actors like Michael Caine or Sean Connery or Roger Moore. He isn't quite in their league. But I think Liam Neeson, stuck with it, and he had a resurgence later in his career. He was already getting on about. I think films like Taken really, revitalized his career, and they were marvelous. Even the sequels were really, really good movies, and he played a terrific part. Sadly, I think he was a little bit old. It's a pity some of those movies didn't come 10 years earlier. But even so, some movies. I mean, don't forget, Charles Bronson. Charles Bronson was around for years, and he was playing bit parts and heavies in various movies. And then I think that he had a major role in films like The Magnificent Seven, or a bit part. Well, sorry. A significant role in movies like The Magnificent Seven and The Dirty Dozen, and then Spaghetti Western. And really, by the time Charles Bronson achieved star status, he was well into his 50s. So he was really, really getting on a bit. So, but Liam Neeson, he is a bit past it, really, but a fine actor anyway. Life Utopia. Any updates on the live phone-in? Well, I was thinking about this. Now, I've got StreamYards here, which I pay about 200 quid a year for, and I don't use it for a great deal. I've had guests on in the past, but the problem with having guests on is that I tend to ignore the chat an awful lot, so I kind of shoot myself in the foot with that one. But it would be nice, yeah, absolutely. We could experiment with it instead of a phone in. Why don't I simply use StreamYards? If anyone wants to come on, if anyone wants to come on, StreamYards and speak to maybe for 10 minutes. 10 minutes at a time, if somebody wants to come on, all you'll need is what will you need? Well, you'll need to have Facebook, so I can send you the link. I mean, Facebook. I can send you the link on Facebook, and basically, and you can come on using the camera or whatever. You don't need to download any software or anything. But it might be an idea if you didn't show your face. I think I prefer people who didn't show the face. Now, if you didn't show your face, and you came on and talked about whatever you want to talk about for 10 minutes, then that's really the same as a phone in. Really, there's not much difference. So if anyone wants to come on, have a look at my Facebook. Have a look at my Facebook. It's that bloody awful name of Edward Sweeney. I'm on Facebook. Some people are actually already linked into Facebook. If you want to come in for 10 minutes and talk about whatever you want to talk about, then fine. It might be a better idea if you didn't show your face, though, because sometimes I don't want to go into detail, but that can cause problems sometimes. Alan Eddie, have you ever been to a ping pong show? I did. Not saying she was a big girl. She knocked me out with the first bowling ball. Really, I haven't actually been to a ping pong show because, and they fired darts and all that. I've seen a little bit of something like that. And in one go-go bar in Pattaya, funnily enough, and it's not for me. I like women to behave in a feminine manner, and shooting the bloody ping pong out of a fanny. I mean, there's nothing feminine about that. I mean, that's kind of stomach turning. So no, I don't really. Not really for me, mate. Not really for me. Sean Harris, that was the movie about giant ants. Oh, okay, yeah, terrific. Yeah, I think I might have. I not for many years, but I think I have seen that. Also, you got from the 1950s sci-fi. You've got Tarantula, haven't you? About the giant tarantula. And I think what's notable about that, one of the pilots that actually destroys it is Clint Eastwood. That was one of Clint Eastwood's very, very early little bit parts as a pilot in there. That movie. What was it called now? Tarantula. Yeah, Tarantula. Yourselves, Matthew, no, I'm worried now. Is this about Clive F1? I was wondering where he is. Well, wherever Clive F1 is, wish him the best anyway, and hopefully he can return soon. I hope Clive, but yeah, he's missed. Hopefully, Clive, can return soon. Yeah, Gas 77. After I got to, I'm not reading now. He's a dirty bastard, him. Okay, Mister, nice to hear from you. Let's see. Humongous. Lisa Dale's had a ride on that donkey. It's done its back in. Oh, poor. Oh, God, that was sickly. Oh, my God almighty. Imagine a bloody. Your name's. Lisa Dale's bloody humongous. Ian Bowden. What's with that knackered looking donkey behind you? Well, I think it's asleep personally. That's a photograph I took in a marketplace in Ethiopia. Sean Harris, Bridget Barton or Claudia Cardinal. Threesome sandwich. Absolutely. What is it? Ian Palm, waiting for my train home from work, but reduced service are still in strike. Oh, God. Nice to hear from you anyway, Ian. Thanks for that question the other night. It went down well. Oh, God almighty. Well, I hope best of luck to you anyway. And I hope you get home safely soon. Let's see. In Thailand till I die. Hi, Eddie. You lost a lot of weight before your travels. Have you put much weight back on since you returned? Is it back on the exercise bike? Well, my weight sort of level. You know, I probably gain a few pounds during my travels because even though I walk a long, you know, quite a long way every day, I drink a lot of beer when I'm in the hot sun, and but I think I have. I've only been back a week or so, just over a week, but I think I've lost a little. You know, I'm tightening. I've cut out the beer. Makes all the difference. Okay, Mister Donkey Dinner. Not yet. Poor donkey. Poor donkey. Oh God Almighty. God Almighty. I'm going to take my. I'm going to take this thing up. I've got the heater on, but it's getting a little bit sweaty in there. Oh, there you go. Oh. Okay, I do wear some bloody bizarre things, don't I? A vest over a t-shirt. Oh, mate, please yourself. Let's see. Humongous. Schindler's List. He was fantastic. Taken good, but move on, Liam. Yeah, I'm Schindler's List. Wonderful movie. He has been in a lot of great movies. Alan Edge, what you call a donkey with 3 legs? A wonky. Okay, hilarious. Brad Russell, nice to hear from you. Yeah, humongous. Maybe have one phone in a week then, Eddie. Well, yeah, like I mentioned earlier, if anyone wants to come on StreamYard, for maybe 10 minutes at a time, and but not show your face, then that's about the same as a phone in, really, isn't it? I mean, it's I've already got StreamYard set up, so if anyone wants to come on and just still at the experimental stage, but don't show your face, just do audio only. There is a reason for that. There is a reason. I don't want to mention it, just go into detail, but there is a good valid reason for that. It's caused problems for some YouTubers, that has. Yours travels. Yes, thank you for that super chat. 20 quid. Thanks for that, Yours travels. That's really, really kind of you, mate. Ed, get a leg of lamb on me for Sunday dinner or a bottle of gin. Yeah, both. Yeah, absolutely both. You're welcome to come and stay in Liverpool for a weekend with me and do a vlog about how Liverpool is now. I don't mean actually stay with me. Why don't you come and stay in Liverpool for a weekend with me and do a vlog about it? I mean, that's really, really kind of you. That's really kind. I know Liverpool's probably a fantastic city. I left Liverpool not an acrimonious circumstance, simply because in the 1980s there was a lot of problems in Liverpool, but we always felt that the work was down south. You move down south to if you want to constantly be in work, and but I'm sure Liverpool's a wonderful place. But thanks for that anyway. Thanks for that super chat. Very kind of you, mate. Let's see. Yeah, who's this? AJ, good evening. Tinks, don't bother with the guest shy, please. How are you doing anyway? Well, doing fine, but the guest, it would be nice we can do a phone in on here. We can do a phone in, and some people would like that. But really, I mean, why not just have guests on StreamYard, but audio only, only for 10 minutes, and we just do it for 10 minutes, because the thing is, like I said before, when about guests on any of these shows, what I tend to do is talk to the guest and ignore the comments, and a lot of people don't like me ignoring the comments because they're so used to me reading the comments out. So if anyone wants to come on, especially Facebook, Facebook. I'll tell you what I'll do with it. I'll tell you what I'll do with this. I'll give my Facebook name out if anyone's interested. Oh, I hate this bloody name. That's why I changed my channel name. Nauseating. Do you hate your own name? I find my own name bloody nauseating. That's my Facebook anyway, if anyone's interested. That's my Facebook. If you want to send me a friend's request on Facebook, probably won't do it. But if anyone wants to send a friend's request on Facebook and say, I want to be in your I want to speak on your live stream, I've got something to say, then by all means, send me your friend's request. Or we'll get you on Messenger, and I'll be able to send you the link, and you can come on here then, and we would talk about a few things, whatever you want to talk about, because rather than listening to me all the time, there may be people out there who've got some important things to talk about. We can have a little bit of fun with it. But I would prefer if it's audio only, audio only, rather than someone come on with the Facebook. Because I'm not going to give the reason out right now, but other vloggers have had big problems with that, people showing the face. Because it's not just the face they show when they go on. So anyway, that's my Facebook if anyone's interested. I'll get that off now. Get that off. Okay, where are we now? Let me see now. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, Brent L. Kink Upstairs is the best place in Bataan. I went up there with a friend and at the start of the night I went up there at the start of the night and I thought we were going to go for a chat because I haven't seen me for a while, and we ended up watching the Kink Upstairs. What's on offer? Yeah, wonderful. There's other lovely go-go bars in Pattaya. What's this? Ed Sweeney. Eddie, your channel's gone downhill since you left Asia. Which this channel? I wasn't even bloody using this channel when I was in Asia. So there. Seamus Doherty, have you seen the new Blade Runner? Yeah, I've seen it and I switched it off. Now, the thing is, there are other movies I've watched on Netflix and I've switched them off either halfway or early on in the movie, simply because I couldn't get into them. And then I've later give them a second chance and watched these movies and found that they were really good. I switched that Blade Runner, the remake of Blade Runner, off because it was so slow and it just had no entertainment value. It was like that movie. It looked fantastic, but it kind of forgot that movies are supposed to be about entertainment, and it just wasn't entertaining me. So maybe I should give it another chance. John Atkinson, hi, Mr. Stead. Did you enjoy Songkran, or there's something you avoid? Well, I suppose the second one, really, because I always come back before that song. I don't think that'd be. I don't think that's for me, really. Alan Edge, I always thought Scousers had a sense of humour. Not Ed. Okay. Well, lots of people think that I've got a sense of humour. Lots of people think that I've got a sense of humour. Okay. So, it's, that's taking the edge off your arguments anyway, Alan. Anyway, have a nice evening. God bless you. Okay. Phil Roberts, I only just tuned in. The first thing I heard was, and a woman shooting a ping pong ball out of her fanny is not for me. Brilliant. Not for me either. How can you shag a woman when you've got an image better than your mind of her shooting a bloody ping pong ball out of a womanly bit? I mean, but come on, that's not feminine at all. Not feminine at all. Anyway, nice to hear from you, Phil. Okay, AJ, Eddie, have a look what they're charging for rooms in Liverpool for the Eurovision. Oh my God, I've heard about that. I mean, it's become like a bit of a camp sort of, I mean, the Eurovision Song Contest has been around for donkey's years. It used to be family entertainment. I still think there's a big hypocrisy about the Eurovision Song Contest. Apparently, it gets millions of views. And yet you never meet anyone who admits to having watched it. They probably did watch it, but they just don't want to admit to it. But Eurovision, still good entertainment. The last time I gave up on it, some years ago, when a bearded woman won the Eurovision Song Contest, and as I recall, it wasn't even a decent song. But I've heard good luck to them anyway. Liverpool's got the city that gave the world the Beatles, the greatest rock band of all time, has now got the Eurovision Song Contest. Oh, well. John Lennon would turn in his grave, I would have thought. Oh, let's see. Capo, the original War of the Worlds, an amazing special effect. Yeah, and the remake, the Spielberg remake wasn't a bad movie either. Ian Bowden, behind your left arm, Eddie, is that Lisa Dale's Gambian Lover's Truncheon or the donkey's leg? I believe it's the donkey's leg. I believe it's the donkey's leg. Anyway, that picture came from Ethiopia. Zai Bao, nice to hear from you. Thumbs up. Let's go. Okay, cheers, mate. Ian Bowden, are you missing a taste of beer and wine yet? No. I thought that I would. I thought I'd be climbing bloody walls by now. I've got no wine in the house at all. I haven't bought any. I've still got 5 bottles of Coors Light. I haven't touched a drop for over a week now. Drop of beer for over a week, and I don't miss it. I've kind of lost its taste. I mean, that's been a little bit of an achievement since I've come back. I'm still drinking, a nice bottle of gin or rum, but no beer, no wine, and I'm not missing them at all. No, they're out of my life. Like Michael Jackson said, she's out of my life. She's out. Beer and wine is out of my life now, and I'm not coming back anytime soon. So let me see. Michael DiCaprio, nothing wrong, Eddie, with undesirable sluts playing Wimborne Bullets, as you may know. I just don't. I like women to be like women. I like women to be feminine, soft and feminine, like women. Yeah, Seamus, I'll definitely do a phone in, Eddie. Are you a Facebook friend of mine? I can always send you the link, and you can come on and say a few words. Say a few words. We don't really need the phone in. Not really, because I mean, if you were a Facebook friend, then I could send you a link, and you could come on StreamYards and maybe just for 10 minutes at a time, just for 10 minutes. We're all at the experimental stage. Right now. I'm just getting back into this sort of thing, and I'll find the formula sooner or later which suits. But it'd be nice if people come on for maybe 10 minutes, and if you've got something to talk about, let's hear it. Yours travels. People who say don't bother with the guest are people who would never have the bottle to come on live. Absolutely, well said, Yours. Absolutely right. Yours has been on this when he was on a cruise line, and he was actually on this one. Obviously, cruise line. That's an ambition that I still have. I do want to go on a cruise liner. You'll be amazed, though, Yours, how many even other YouTubers. They're confident doing videos, but they don't want to be doing live streams because they're frightened that they may say something that slip out that they regret later. I don't give a damn really, but you're quite right. Anyway, and I will go on a cruise line one of these days. Definitely, that's still an ambition for me. Rod Blackmore, just do the phone in, okay? Let me see. Who's this? 100 watching, only 40 likes. Get your fingers out. Yeah. Please press the thumbs up. It does help to put the video out there. It does help to put it out there. Yeah, let's see. AJ Raquel Welch in a film where they put the miniature capsule in a human body. I forgot the name of the film. That was not Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. That was I can't remember what that was called now. I can't remember that. It was a famous science fiction film. That was actually from the 60s, not the 50s. I can't remember what the name of that movie slipped me. I've seen it many, many times. Seamus Doherty, the same director made Dune, and it was fantastic. That's David Lynch, that is. Dune, I've never actually got round to seeing that film. I've never actually got round to seeing it. Alan Eddie, what's the best rock band you've seen in Thailand? Well, they're all pretty good, but I do like, there's certain venues that I like. I like the ones at Walking Street. One that I really, really like a lot is the Candy Shop. I know it's a younger crowd there, but it's quality entertainment. The Candy Shop on Walking Street. the live music there. They have lads and girls, and they don't just do like, heavy rock. They do other things. Fantastic. If you're in Pattaya, check that one out, the candy shop. I love that place. Richard O, do you have any hobbies, Ed? YouTube, I suppose, is my hobby right now. Yogi Bear, The Incredible Journey. I know the name of that one with Raquel Welch in it. It was called Fantastic Voyage. Yeah, Rusty Lid's got it. Yeah, Rusty Lid, Fantastic Voyage. Yeah, that's it. That was a 1960s movie. Raquel Welch and other people. That was bloody good stuff. There, it was actually, they were put in a little capsule and they were going to a man's body, weren't they? Absolutely. Paul Hoskin, what has been the most erotic film of all the erotic film of all time? I mean, that word erotic. I mean, it's a bit of a crass word, that, isn't it? I'll tell you what, my idea of erotic is probably not the same as yours. I mean, so-called, I'd say some highly publicized movies which are supposedly erotic are ones which I think, oh, what a load of crap. And one of the worst ones I ever seen was that 9.5 Weeks with Kim Basinger. It was a beautiful woman and Mickey Rourke. Even the publicity for that one was enough to bloody make me throw up. Well, what was the publicity again? A man, a woman, 9.5 weeks, nothing else mattered. Absolutely not. Or something. Oh, what a load of bloody con! And that was the least erotic movie that I've ever bloody seen. That was awful. And the way it was filmed like a bunch of commercials, and Kim Basinger was satisfying herself before the camera. This is tiresome. This is, and that other one, 50 Shades of Grey. I've never actually seen it. I wouldn't watch nothing like that. Nothing like that. Not for me, anyway. But I liked a movie. Some of the ones that I liked were the 70s softcore versions of famous, parody movies. Flash Gordon. That's a bloody good one. Have you ever seen Flash Gordon? That's really, really good. What did I see? The Erotic Adventures of Pinocchio once. That was pretty good. I like some of those sorts. They're quite funny as well. You know what I mean? But Flash Gordon. Have you never seen that one? So, take a look at it. Wonderful stuff. Yours Travels. I have 8 spare bedrooms for Eurovision if you fancy it. 8 spare bedrooms. Geez, you can make a packet out of that, mate. Apparently, people are renting rooms for a lot of money. For a lot of money. Good for you, mate. Strike while the iron's hot. What's this? He's getting involved with Mr. Ping Pong Ball Alfani, pollution inspected. Okay. Michael DiCaprio, Penny Lane. Yeah, Penny Lane's lovely. I used to live near Penny Lane. Adventures Around the World. What do you think of the Mad Max remake? Quite enjoyable, but like the original Max, very forgettable movie. That film. What's his name? What's that film director's name who made the Mad Max movies? He's very good at what he does, but he filmed in a style that's very, very forgettable. The following day, if you've forgotten what's happened in it. Tinks is opening a bottle of wine. Cheers. Let me see it. Okay. Yeah, Gaz, right on back of my chair. Just open a bottle of whiskey and put Sky Channel on the babe. That channel is fit. That seems like a very ordinary thing for you, Yaz. Are you sure you're all right? What happened to putting your granny's smelly knickers on your head and shagging a 92-year-old woman? Ian Bob, how about tequila? Can you drink a margarita, for instance? Not really for me, mate. Not really for me. I do like this Gordon's gin, though. Bloody good stuff. Okay. Anyway, we're going to come up with a question soon. A question that's been... David Coleman's not here. He's not here. I wanted to suggest David Coleman's question. He put a question in the comments section, and it would have been a good one. We'll see if he appears. Okay, Joe Hart, nice to hear from you. Hard Tulip, Mars Attacks. That was a good movie. That Tim Burton movie, bloody good stuff there. Okay, John Atkinson. Ed, I've been into Pat since 2019. Has the weed thing changed the tone of the town at all? It depends whether you're into that. Is it? I mean, they're everywhere, and in Bangkok, and in other places, in the islands. You know, you've got all these stores. It looks like you've knocked them up in 5 minutes. All these, get your weeds here and all this kind of stuff. I don't do that sort of stuff personally. It's never been my thing. Maybe because it's, if someone bloody give me a load of that kind of stuff, I wouldn't know what that could be tea leaves or all I bloody know. It's just not for me. But by all accounts, what you buy there is a lot more expensive than it should be. But I don't think it's changed the tone. I mean, if people are into that, there's probably people going to Thailand for years who are into that sort of stuff, but never had the opportunity. But I wouldn't say it's changed the tone of the town. There's lots of shops around there, but if you're not into that, then just don't go into it. So no, I mean, Pattaya is still Pattaya, really. Yours Travels. Trenchtown and LK Metro, my favourite lad. That is excellent. That is excellent. That appeared on a video with Jerome from Canada, from Toronto. Really, really cool guy. He's in Melbourne at the moment, and we had a terrific night there. That is such a good night. That's what Pattaya. The live band scene is a very, very important part of Pattaya, and I like the one in LK Metro better than the other one simply because in LK Metro, it's a bit wider. You've got more room to move. I had some great nights out in that one. Absolutely. Lisa Dale's Gambian Lover. Hi, Eddie. Is that a donkey behind you or is it an ass? Lisa Dale's ass was on that donkey, and that's why it's collapsed. Nice to hear from you. I've met Lisa Dale's Gambian Lover. He's not what you might think. Nice to hear from you. Let's see. Hardship the Day After. That was a 1980s movie, TV. I think it was a TV movie, which became quite controversial because basically it was about what would happen if they fired the missiles. You know what I mean? Bazuki, Emmanuel is hot back then. Sylvia Krista. Oh, she looked a little bit tomboyish, but she was a sexy woman. Very good. She wasn't French. She was actually, I think she might have been Dutch. She wasn't actually French, but a sexy woman. Absolutely. Definitely. Hard Tulip, Planet of the Apes, wonderful stuff. Okay. Yours Travels. As I said on live, my cruise ship balcony. That was a great stream. That was a really, really great stream. And the idea that Yoz, when he was on this cruise ship, and I've never been on a cruise ship, never been. I would love to if I find the right moment. But Yoz went out, onto the balcony and showed us a little bit of the ship, the lifeboats and all that kind of stuff. Wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff. I wouldn't mind doing a live stream from the cruise. Love it. Let's see. Richard O, the Incredible Shrinking Man, The Day the Triffids and Time Machine. Yeah, wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff. So, okay, so we're going to do it. Yogi Bear, George Miller, Mad Max movies. Yeah, that's right. He done the original Mad Max movies. George Miller, his name is, and he done this. I think he done this the remake many years later with Tom Hardy in it. He's brilliant at handling that sort of stuff. But I find his style is very, very forgettable. I don't know. Is the scenes that his movies don't burn into the memory the way. I think one of the best film directors of science fiction movies. Over the year of the modern era was Paul Verhoeven. He made one of the best Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, Total Recall, which I've seen many times, and I think it's a brilliant movie. Also, he did. What was I going to say? What was the other one that he done? The first RoboCop, which is a terrific movie. Paul Verhoeven was brilliant with that. So the first RoboCop was a terrific movie. Much the sequels were not so much, but that one, the first one, was wonderful. And also, he done the fantastic, another movie I've seen many times, Starship Trooper. Bloody good stuff. He also made movies like Basic Instinct, but we'll forgive him for that. But Paul Verhoeven, I thought, really, he was one of the best. Definitely would rival James Cameron. I thought he was great for the modern violent science fiction movie sort of stuff. Anyway, Yours Travels. I lived in Mexico for 16 months. Loved it, but hated tequila. Acapulco, still my favorite place. Oh, well, I've been to Mexico. I wouldn't mind spending a lot of time and traveling through Mexico. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't mind that at all. I wouldn't. You give me ideas. No, how about the summit? Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't mind that at all. I'd love to see more of it. Really would. Yeah, Sean Harris. Flesh Gordon had that giant monster thing with Nixon face, pulls the clothes off and says, "You will look great in black now ones." Yeah, oh yeah, that's it. With that giant monster, he sort of wasn't he the Cyclops thing? He had a very English voice. That was hilarious. That bloody good, funny stuff. That. Okay, so we're coming to the end of this now. Anyway. What's this? Tings. Mike Evan caught me wanking this morning and shouted, "Does that thing owe you money or what?" Okay, very, very good. Well, I can beat that. I went on Mastermind once. I sat down in a big chair. I started having a, bashing the bishop, and Magnus Magnuson said to me, "Can you stop that, please?" I said, "I've started, so I'll finish." Okay. So anyway, okay. So anyway, we're going to do some questions in a minute. Anyway, we've waffled on a little bit. We're going to do some questions in a minute. There's some good stuff to talk about. But in the meantime, squeaky door time. Okay, anyway, back. Let's see, I'm back. Mark USA, don't go to Mexico. It's not safe unless you don't leave the all-inclusive or hotels. No, I don't believe that, mate. I don't believe that. I've been to Mexico. And it was quite safe. In fact, another vlogger, Cheap Charlie, he's been to Mexico a lot. And he says Mexico's actually got surprisingly little street crime. Yeah, it's no, I don't believe that. Let me see. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so we're gonna do the big question now. Okay, the big question. Okay, well, it's not really that big. I mean, it's a question anyway. So, which one are we gonna do? Which one are we gonna do? Now, David Coleman is not here tonight, is he? Let's see. David Coleman is not here tonight. Some people send me all kinds of bloody things here. What was I putting down? There's all kinds of questions here. Okay, so I'll tell you what. No, it's not that one. That's David Coleman's question. Oh, I'm sure. I think he'll have to be here. He would have liked that one. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's do this one. Let's do this one. Let's see. Let's do this one. Okay. Okay, so today there was some controversy on the news about TikTok. And I've never used TikTok. Apparently it's Chinese. People say that they're spying on you and whatever. Apparently a government minister was using TikTok and he was told to stop using TikTok because, it might be easy, it might be getting official documents and, whatever. So there's also something, there was a young girl who tragically died. Or I don't know if she committed suicide, some months ago because she was, she was obsessed with social media, and social media was telling her to do all kinds of bloody things. There's always controversy around social media, but let's see. Let's see. Okay, so there's always controversy about social media, but here's the question. So, people are always banking on, about various issues. You walk into a bar and all the girls are on the mobile phones, the smartphones, and all of that. And, it's annoying, and people blame social media for all kinds of things. They blame it for kids not getting enough exercise. Instead of being out playing football, kids are now on the computers playing video games, and all this kind of stuff. But the question is, would you really want to go back to a life before social media? I mean, could you imagine now a life without YouTube, without Facebook, without Twitter? Have you used that sort of thing? I mean, and all you could you imagine a life where you didn't have one of these and you could, you couldn't take selfies in the street and send the selfies to your friends. Could you imagine, a life before that? I mean, what do you think? Let me see. Okay. Mark Harmon. I didn't, but anyway, thanks for that too. Did you check out the two Ronnie's Cold? I must admit I haven't got round to doing that, but okay, that sounds bloody good to me. Anyway, I'll check it out. I'll check it out. It's any of the two Ronnies has got to be worth looking. Thanks for that super chat, anyway, mate. I appreciate that. Let me see now. Okay. Now, is that an answer? Your answer to the question? No, no, no. Okay. Yeah. You whatever. Yeah. Repair Shop says life was better before anti-social media. Was it really? Was it really? Do you really think that life was better before social media? Tink says no, no, no. He wouldn't go back to a life before social media. The Bottle Baby, I'm happy with my BlackBerry passport and emails. Okay. Live Utopia, I wouldn't count YouTube as social media. Well, what has it done? More like demand interactive TV. I would happily lose Facebook and interactive and Instagram again. No. I mean, if you but mate, if you're on Facebook and Instagram, if you really want to lose those things, you could lose them, couldn't you? I mean, if you're still, doing it. I mean, Facebook. I must admit, I personally am a latecomer to social media. I caught onto it about 15 years after everyone else did, or maybe even more than that. Computers. I'm not from the computer age, but once you get into social media, it's wonderful. I mean, people said the same about television in the 20th century. People said that the television is evil. I know. Family used to call it the demon box. But you're losing conversation because now you can't imagine a family sitting around without having a TV in front of you. People said this about TV in the last century, the 20th century. That was killing a lot of things. It was killing conversation. It was brainwashing things. And now in the 21st century, people say the same things about social media. I couldn't imagine life without a TV. I couldn't imagine now how, and I'm like I say, I'm a late starter to it. Now that I've got social media, as soon as I wake up of a daytime, the first thing I bloody do is check Facebook or check emails. I do other things online, like check my bank details and whatever. And of course, YouTube. I check YouTube to see who's posted a comment or whatever, or how my latest video is doing. I wouldn't want to go back to a life before social media. I really, really wouldn't. Yeah, let's see. YouTube is much better than TV. Okay. Seamus Doherty. Yes, I do believe social media has made people less sociable. But is that really a bad thing? I mean, because when you say if people were more sociable in the older days, what did he do? Did he go down to the pub and drink more in the olden days? And did he spend more time in the pub in the olden days? Is that really such a good thing? David Heisenberg, lookalike Russell. I don't think so. Is you can everything on your phone, PC now, etc. But you can get out and meet people better. Don't forget, you can make friends. You can make friends on social media. I mean, I've met people in Pattaya and other places who know me from YouTube, and they wouldn't have known. They wouldn't have known me before, but now I've actually met people from social media. There are other vloggers I know of who regularly have other vloggers on their channel, and that's how they met. They met each other over social media. I mean, in the same way that people slag television down in the 20th century, people are slagging Facebook and all this kind of stuff. But you wouldn't want to live without it. Facebook. I had a love-hate relationship. I started Facebook some years ago and then gave up because it was absolute. It's just an absolute load of collapse. But then it depends what you do with Facebook. I mean, it depends what you do. I didn't know what to do with Facebook to begin with. So what I've done, my first experience with Facebook was not really, really very good. What I've done, one of the first things I've done with Facebook was to join some over 50s clubs. I'm 60 years old now, so I'm quite new to Facebook. I joined some over 50s online, over 50s banter clubs. Okay, so I went online and I joined the site over 50s fun and banter and all this kind of stuff. to really communicate online with other people over 50. And it wasn't a good experience, really. I got blocked from one of them because I sort of outed some bloody troll on there. Another one, I was predominantly female. It seemed to me to be about at least 75% females on there. And they were very, very anti-male. And I put a couple of comments on there about, I'm going to visit Thailand. And the women on there got really hostile to that, because the thing is, these 50-something women, they don't want fellas to go to Thailand. They want fellas to stay in England and be miserable. You know what I mean? They don't want fellas going to, looking for a nice, hot, young, exotic thing. They want fellas to go down to the social club and put up with nagging bloody 50-something women. And there was one site, and I swear this is the reason I pulled out of this site, this over 50 site on Facebook. It was predominantly women, and Christ almighty, they were vulgar. One of the main admin was a woman. I think she was a nurse, and she would not stop putting posts out about farting. She was just putting, if she farted any time of day, she'd have to put a post out. I've just probably broken with. I can't be bloody doing with this. I can't be doing with this. This is getting a bit smelly. This is. I actually pulled out of that Facebook site because they wouldn't bloody stop going on about farting. Seriously, that's the reason. So my first experiences with Facebook were not good. We're not good at all. And there's some right bloody knobheads on it. But now I like Facebook because, it's Messenger. And once you learn a little bit of control on Facebook, it can become pretty good. And of course, you've got the use of Messenger. And somebody on Facebook, Gary, phoned me. And I don't usually accept Facebook calls. He phoned me from Cambodia the other day. He was in Kampot, and I was actually having an online call with Gary. I met in Cambodia, and he's in Kampot now. I was having an online video call with Gary the other day. Can you imagine in the olden days doing that? Can you imagine? What are you doing? Well, I'm on the phone now. I'm just doing a video call with my friend in Cambodia right now. Social media is wonderful. The things that you can do with it now is just absolutely amazing. Stephen West, people don't talk on the phone as much anymore. That can be a good or bad thing. Capo 17, social media attacks all the scum in society. Well, maybe it does, but then you've got to learn to control all of this. It's down to you to be a strong personality and control all of this. I mean, if somebody is trolling you, then you could either block them or laugh at them, and that's basically what I do. If someone's trolling me on any site, I'll laugh. If they're funny, then I'll tolerate them. If they're not funny, just nasty, then I'll block them. That's as simple. I don't mind trolls as long as trolls are funny. That's the one requirement I have of them. Some of them are not funny, so they get blocked. Let's see. AJ, early Twilight Zone had some great episodes. Okay, fair enough. Let's see. Paul Hoskin, yeah. Now, Matthew Cartwright, Labour are for diversity now, not the working classes. Keep voting for your replacements. I mean, Labour are left, aren't they? They're left wing. And, I like the days when Labour were for the working class and, not for the bloody dingy people, Paul Hoskin, is there an over 70s dating site? If there is, mate, you're welcome to it. Paul Scott, nice to hear from you. Rusty Lid, social media has made international travel much easier. Of course, because you've got things like TripAdvisor. Although the problem I have with TripAdvisor, whenever I want to know something about travel, I go on TripAdvisor, and then I'm reading the post for information, and then I look at it, and this post is 7 years old for some bloody reason, and so I wouldn't really rely too much on that. Let's see. Joe Hart, so easy to find information on anything online nowadays. That's something I don't miss about the old days. You had to go to a library to find things out back then. Okay, fine. We'll come to libraries in a moment. We've got something to say about that. Paul Scott. Now you touched on one of my talking points. Facebook is just full of people who think they can contact their granny there. I know Facebook. I had a love-hate relationship with it, but now I think Facebook's okay. It's okay as long as you. Probably any social media site is okay as long as you learn to control it and you use it for your benefits. I mean, the worst thing about Facebook is if you allow people to troll you and you get wound up about it. I've had people troll me on Facebook. Just block the bastards. Just block the bastards. That's all you need to do. It's that easy. Let me see. Philip Mulville. Yes, Eddie, life much better before. Yeah, Philip Mulville, yes, Eddie, life much better before social media. Was it really better? And really, was life much better before television? Can you imagine before television what life was like then? Bloody boring. I mean, with regards to television, that Gordon's gin is bloody nice. I mean, with regards to television, I grew up when there was only 3 TV channels. We had ITV, BBC One, and BBC Two, and they all finished at midnight. In fact, we were so desperate to watch TV late at night that we even when the program was finished, we'd still watch the dot in the middle of the screen. Yeah, you know what I mean? Whereas now you're spoiled for choice with social media. You've got television. You've got television, God knows what else, all over the place. You can watch it on your mobile phone. You can watch it on your laptop, your iPad, your TV screen, whatever you want to do. So the modern social media is amazing. I'm not against it at all. Paul Scott, Twitter is just full of people who love themselves too much and want others to back them up. Okay, fair enough. I've never gotten into Twitter, to be honest. I've always thought that's more for celebrities being nasty. Never actually, never been there. Mister has not been to Acapulco in 28 years. Okay. You must be going loco, Mr. Acapulco. Let me see. Jim Poker. I miss sitting at the bottom of the stairs on old landlines, phones for hours. Humongous think Facebook is rubbish. Twitter has replaced newspapers, transfer rumors, etc. Love that. I mean, the thing about I mean, I don't know Twitter. I don't really use that, but Facebook. There's some people have their niche on Facebook, like some people are obsessively posting pictures of the dinners. I know I've done a little bit of that, but it's bollocks. It's bollocks. Just laugh at it, really. Michael Gineas, maybe if the women didn't treat us guys over 50 like freaking mushrooms, we wouldn't need to go to Thailand. Okay, fair comment. Yeah, Bottle Baby. Live streams, TikTok, Facebook, etc. equals social masturbation. Really, I thought I was feeling quite relieved. Finally, an outlet for the worldwide variety of social rejects. Maybe it will slow down or stop road rage. Okay. Flores, have you ever phoned a naughty line back in the day, Eddie? No. I know some bloody idiots who did that. They phoned, this is Sharon, and I feel very, very horny right now. Come on, baby, keep putting money in that phone. Keep phoning this number. Oh, darling, I'm so hot. I'm here in a sexy negligee. Yeah, I mean, she's probably, for all you know, she could be about 20 stone and look like Lisa Dale. Let's see. Humongous. I deleted my Facebook. I prefer Twitter. And there I can say enormous to a grade. Can't be dealing with bellends who try and dox you or reveal your personal info. Terrible. I never have any. I use my real name on Facebook, and I never have any problems. And I can't really understand how other people have problems. You've just got to be vigilant. You know, if you know, you just got to be vigilant. You know, I mean, it's before you make friends with someone, just have a little look at the profile to see what they're all like. I mean, a while back, some glamorous supposedly glamorous Texan girl with big knockers wanted to befriend me. I bloody knew that this is a scam. I had a little bit of communication before I knew it. She started asking for money. I looked to her profile pic, and I seen loads of pictures of Africans there. There were no bloody Africans in there, but there's a couple with it. But then she had all these African friends and African friends. It was a bloody bloke, trying to scam me. And also, if a glamorous bird on Facebook makes friends with you, you think, why would a glamorous, 25, 30-year-old woman from another country want to make friends with a dirty, stinking, smelly, old, decrepit old bastard like me? Why? And then have a look at her profile, who she's made friends with. And I looked at one of them, and all of her friends were men who were also dirty, stinky, decrepit old 60-year-old men. And she seems to have loads of friends who are around about my age and all that. Be suspicious, use your common sense. But the thing is, there are some guys who will fall for this kind of shite, you know what I mean? And then you lose loads of money. Boo-hoo, nice to hear from you. Nice to hear from you, Boo-hoo. Jimbo, Flores, I rang a naughty number years ago and asked her if she had a hairy fanny at about 13 years old. 15 minutes later, the police are at my door. You didn't phone the vicar. You didn't phone the vicarage by mistake, did you? Jesus Christ. Oh, well. Michael Janaeus. There's no going back to the old days. Once technology evolves, it just continues. It's society that needs to catch up, and how we use the technology, mate. Very, very nicely said. Well said, Michael. Well said. Paul Hoskin is being smutty again. Scenarios. People have bumped into me in the street while looking at their phones. There's people who've fallen down bloody manholes while I was looking at the phones. Let's see. Scenarios, yeah. Yeah, just block shows that never let them get to you. Okay. I couldn't go back to I love social media. I love it. I love it. I mean, I love YouTube. I love I even like Facebook. I wouldn't go on Facebook too much. I wouldn't let that crap dominate my life. And it is crap, but it has its uses. Like I say, I was doing a video call, friend in Cambodia the other day, and years ago, you wouldn't have dreamed of being able to do something like that. Patriotist. The Patriotist one in the 1500s when people lived in castle, they had to hire jester for entertainment. Now you have TV, computer for it. Not everyone in the 1500s lived in castles, believe it or not. What was that wonderful scene from a Woody Allen movie? Everything you always wanted to know about sex, but were afraid to ask. I think Anthony Quayle was playing the king, and Woody Allen was the court jester. And Woody Allen comes in with some rather unfunny gags. And the king said, "Not funny, not funny. Cut off his arms, cut off his legs, and cut off his head." And Woody Allen says, "Oh, well, 5 out of 6 ain't bad." Okay, that was the funny bit. Capo, social media exposed a lot of dodgy police officers and what? Yeah, I know, swapping indecent image bastards. Okay. Dickie B, nice to hear from you, Dickie B. He's done a lot of travelling. Dickie B, even Eddie in the gang, you look like you're in the film Quadrophenia in that mod outfit. You just need to scooter now and a quickie in the alley. I'd say both of them, thank you. Nice to hear from you, mate. Paul Scott, back in the day, we had MSN at Yahoo and all that. There was no Tinder. You had to ask for girls. And you see, I missed that. Yeah, you know, when social media started, and it was Yahoo, and it was it called MySpace and all that. I didn't get involved. I was just working so many hours in them days that I never bothered with it in them days. So I missed all of that. Let's see. Okay. Kiki and Jasmine on the Trail of Love. Problem with social media is the 20-something crowd can't even approach a woman in a bar now because they don't have social skills. That's sad. Yeah. You know, they don't have social skills. Well, you got to move with the times. I mean, you know, this is the 21st century, and I suppose we do things. You know, but society moves on. The world moves on. I suppose I must admit, you know, when I was a young man, I used to like going out getting blattered of a weekend, you know, to pull a bird. I mean, you know, someone said to me, "There's this thing called Facebook, and you know, if you make a Facebook friend, if she's just down the road, you can go and get a shag for sod all." You know, I mean, they probably say, "Oh, bring it on, man." You know, I mean, there probably are young men who do that now. They're so clued up to all this Facebook, they don't need to go to pubs and all of that kind of stuff. So, you know, things move on. Let's see, Rusty Lid, the fact that I can order food, drink, and a smoking hot bed delivered has made life interesting. Absolutely, absolutely. Kip O'Macma, a lad I work with ran a bill of over £2,000 on him. He got this, yeah, absolutely. I mean, some bloody young lads do. I've known incidents of that in the past. Yeah, let's see. Things, to be honest, it's just been so long. Has anyone got Lisa Dale's number? Okay, we've waffed it. Okay, anyway, guess who's here? Guess who's here? David Coleman is here from Toronto. Let's see. Hi, Ed. I just got here. So, what are we talking about? Facebook scams? No, we're not talking about Facebook scams. We're talking about, David, would you want to go back to a life before social media? Been an interesting little conversation. Anyway, okay, we'll change the subject. We'll change this. We'll talk about. So, this is something that David suggested. Okay, nice to have you here. Anyway, David. Let's see. Okay, let's just go to. I've fallen behind with the chat. Let's see. Okay. Anyway, we've done that one anyway. So that was quite an interesting little conversation. Okay, so this is something that David suggested. Where are we? Another little conversation. Where is it again? No, what was it again? Oh, did I put this on it or? Okay. Oh, I actually can't put this in question form. I really can't put this in question form. So I don't know how to put this in question form. But in the news a lot recently, in the news a lot recently. Let's get rid of that one there. Yeah. Okay. In the news a lot recently, there has been a news item which I haven't really paid much attention because it's not really my bag, regardless of what some of you might have thought. But you know, some of the videos are made, but it's not my bag. But apparently, there's been a news item about drag queens going into libraries. I think it started in America, and I think it's happening in Britain now, and telling stories to children. That's right, LGBTQ PG tips and all this kind of stuff. Scenario, the woke scenario. Okay, apparently drag queens are being telling stories to children. Now, I've seen, I tried to get Google images, but no, I've seen that there's pictures of children. There's no bloody way that I'm putting pictures of children on there. No way. No way. So I'm going to leave that one out. But anyway, this has been in the news. Obviously, of course, it's quite rightly so, created a lot of controversy. So I'm not going to put this in question, but I'm just going to say, let's see. What do you think? Well, I know what I bloody think about it. Okay. Drag Queen Story Hour. What do you think? I mean, what would you think if you went into a library, to try and, borrow a book, and you seen a bloody drag queen there, in a corner reading stories out to a bunch of kids? What would you think about that? I'd bloody wet myself laughing. I think that'll be my first reaction. Let's see. Yes, okay. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, Paul Hoskins. Paul Hoskins likes drag queens. Oh, well, good for you anyway. It's free will, isn't it? Mark Saunders. Seem to remember about 20 years ago, before in bars, clubs, every snogging on a dance floor. But now with smartphones, every cameras, you don't get nothing. What are you going to do? You're going to put a sexy song on and snog your smartphone in this day and age. Is that what you're going to do? David Coleman, Eddie, you were talking some funny stuff now, well, but it's getting bad with this drag stuff. Excuse me, David, but in one of the comments, you were the one who suggested it. I seem to recall you were the one who suggested this question. You mongoose. At this point, Eddie, I'm sure the people that govern us push the drag story out rubbish on us to distract the masses, divide and conquer all of that. Yeah, Jimbo Poker, proper funny drag queens with his scared. It's going to be. Well, the drag queens have been around for donkey's years, and some of them were perfectly respectable. For years, we watched Danny LaRue. People loved Danny LaRue, and he was family entertainment. So the idea of drag queens reading stories to kids and entertaining pantomime has been around for donkey's years. You had drag queens in pantomimes, Widow Twanky, you had drag queens in entertaining children. So the idea of this is nothing really new. It's been around for a long time. Eddie, I think those parents that put the photos of the babies and toddlers on Facebook are crazy and bad. Well, I tell you what, yeah, I blame the parents. Yeah, quite rightly, I blame the parents. Rusty Led, the drag queen issue in the USA is outrage, looking for something to complain about. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's say Kippo Max. I don't really want to put that comment in there because I don't want to mention kids. I'm not, I don't want to mention kids or nothing like that. So I want to keep it close. People do get a emotive about that kind of thing. Quite rightly so. David Coleman, just terrible stuff. Matthew Cartwright, drag queen story out of sick. Well, our libraries, let me just read this. Our libraries allowing this. And obviously, they've got the consent of the parents to be involved in this kind of shite anyway. Okay, so let me just read this out here. What is a drag queen story hour? Drag queen performers read children's books to young audiences and their families. The books that are read sometimes also feature LGBTQ plus characters, right? You tell me that Noddy was LGBTQ? Was he? Was Noddy a drag queen? How about Rupert the Bear? Did he back for the other side? Did he? If you look at Rainbow, Zippy, Bungle, George, and Jeffrey. Well, if you look at George the hippopotamus, well, it was fairly obvious that there's something a bit iffy about him. The events usually open at public libraries and bookshops. Are typically aimed at children between 3 and 11. Come on. That's a bit. The first event was founded in San Francisco and activated. Tia said that was her name. Tia said she came with a concept of a child-friendly way to introduce her young son to LGBT. Sort of turns my stomach, that. Why would you want to introduce your son to this kind of stuff? Why? Children let kids be kids. Let them grow naturally and let them decide when they're adults, not when they're kids. What's it? Children love larger than like magical characters, and drag queens have the biggest hearts and most creative minds. Excuse me. Drag queens are men. That's what they are. Big, larger than life characters. Drag queens are men. Just don't forget that bit. The events have since spread across the United States and countries including Britain, Sweden, Canada, Japan, Australia. Each local and national. Wait, what is the criticism? Okay, what is it? What is the criticism? The criticism is drag storylines are drawn protests while several Republican politicians in the United States have pledged to take action to prevent them altogether. Well, I blame the parents. It's the parents that should bloody prevent them. They're the ones that should prevent them. Critics say the drag acts are inherently sexual and that nursery and primary school children are too young to be introduced. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think they're too young. So some of the pros being linked with far-right political views such as Proud Boys and so this is all getting a little teensy-weensy bit sick. Yeah, in 2019, and let's put this bit into perspective. In 2019, a drag queen who took part in a Storytime event in Houston, Texas, was barred from future events after it emerged the performer had been convicted of sexually assaulting a child under 14. Okay. That's terrible. That is truly, truly dreadful. But look, come on, let's put this in perspective. I know of cases where teachers in schools have been convicted of doing the same thing. There's always going to be weirdos and perverts in society somewhere or another in every walk of bloody life. And look at the church. Look at the church, men in frocks. Men in bloody frocks. I mean, how many poor kids have been, abused at the hands of men in frocks? There's always going to be weirdos everywhere. Yeah, the case being cited by US protesters say that illustrates that it's posted children by drag. All as I know is that if I walked into a public library and I seen, in the corner, some bloody Daniel LaRue lookalike, reading stories there, I would wet myself. I'd bloody wet myself laughing. That's all I know. Capo 17, minority group get enough exposure these days. We don't need to overdo it. David Coleman, the parents need to go to jail. Yeah, all right, we'll go with that one. But what's this? Best of the Michael DiCaprio, best of doing less volume, Eddie, and get absolutely hammered quickly. I do like this Gordon's gin with Schweppes tonic water. Nice. Very, very nice. I like that. I like it. Yours travels, drag queen. I'm just getting a big gin. Okay, good for you. Paul, let's see. Paul Scott, I work in a library. Best not make too many comments just in case somebody from work is watching. I mean, wait, why did the library allow this? What's happening to the bloody world? I mean, I'm all for progression in society. We've just been talking about social media. I'm all for the progression in society. But some things are just too weird. Leave little kids out of it. Progression's wanted, but leave little children out of it. Let them grow up first, and then make a decision for themselves. Yeah, I mean, what are these? What stories are he doing? Is is Noddy got fetuses or something? What's Big Ears doing? Is he wearing a thong these days? Or so? I mean, it's all a bit weird. It's all a bit weird. Repair shop, it's not the same thing. I'm not sure. Okay, let's see. Okay, so Jock Martins. Jock Martins, enjoyed most of the visit in your holes there. Looked like you had a good time. Okay, thank you. Paul Hoskin, you don't see many clowns walking about. Well, listen, I mean, clowns have been around for donkey's years, but I know people, even adults, I know girls, females, young women who will not go to a circus because they're terrified of clowns. Clowns frighten some people. Clowns do frighten some people. They're very, very sinister. Let's see. David Coleman, it's just the drag stuff. It's the kid stuff. It's against the law, okay? Repair shop. Stop drag queen story. Okay. Well, I've got, Let's see. Michael Giannis, the problem is that the woke brigade is trying to make these people out as norm, not exception in society. They deserve respect and rights, but don't allow kids in that. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. I agree with you. But, David Heisenberg says, drag queens is stupid. Look at them. But they've been around for donkey's years. Danny LaRue, the comedian Stanley Baxter, remember him? He was often in drag. There were other ones. I mean, a lot of comedians, even the two Ronnies dressed up as women for certain sketches. I think even Les Dawson done it. They've always done. I think it was Mick Jagger. There was a video that was done by the Stones many, many years ago where they dressed up as women. And Mick Jagger said, there's something about British men. They'll dress up as women just for a laugh. Maybe other countries won't do that, but just for a laugh. Let's see. Humongous. I'm not against trans people, but why is it dominating the news? Should be focused on gas. Probably because it gets more views. Boohoo. Calgary, Canada just needs to stand around trans men and female. That's another story that I made. Trans men in female showers, changing his bathroom opposite by the city. Protested with the second. Jesus Christ! Oh my God Almighty! I'm not going to go there. Not going to go there. David Coleman, they have it in pubs now. Jesus, this must. I actually, there are some transvestites. Where I live, who do go in pubs, and they even go in pubs watching football. So people are more tolerant nowadays. And when you think football, Neanderthal, bloody people. I mean, imagine if a transvestite walked in. But some people are more tolerant in this day and age. But yeah, they're more, and it's probably a good thing that people are more tolerant. But leave kids out of it. Let kids be kids. Let kids play with the toys. Don't be bloody, having drag queens teaching them about this, that, and the other. That's not right at all. I mean, I must admit, I on my travels, I lived in a lot of seaside resorts. I lived in Bournemouth, Blackpool, Brighton, various other bloody places on my travels over the years, trying to find a meaning to life many, many years ago. And I must admit, I mean, Brighton is a wonderful town. It's a wonderful town, but it's supposedly a gay town. It's not really. It isn't. It is not. I had a girlfriend, a heterosexual girlfriend, when I was in Brighton, and they never bothered me. But I remember when I was in Brighton, I had the first time in my life that I actually seen a transvestite. I'd seen this place. I was in a workplace doing some agency work, and I'd seen this trans. And this person was about bloody 6'2" tall. With high heels and a tight skirt on. And I glimpsed this person around. And one afternoon, during my lunch break, I was going to a baker's to get a couple of pasties, for my dinner. And this person walked past me. This 6'2" transvestite. I'd never actually seen one before in my life. Never seen one before. And this person just walked past me in the high heels and the tight skirt and all that. And I actually felt physically sick. Seriously, I felt physically sick. I couldn't have the pasties. I just couldn't eat. I felt physically. I'd never seen this. This is a shock to me. I'd never seen nothing like that before. And now, nowadays, it wouldn't put me. I've been to Thailand. I've seen lots of bloody. It wouldn't do it now, but it did then. You know, I'm kind of wondering how do kids react to this sort of stuff. But then again, families were brought up with Danny LaRue and God knows what else. Yeah, hard tulip. I heard in the radio wanted to bring sick. That's sick. That is just bloody sick. That is. Okay. Alexander. Don't know what all the fuss is about. Good for kids to know the sorts of people exist in the world. Stop bullying kids. I don't know. I still say let kids be kids. Teach them about that sort of stuff later on. David Coleman, I'm glad we're on the same page with this drag stuff. Okay. Thanks for the question as well. Thanks for the question. This David Coleman posted this in a comment. So this is David Coleman's question. It was not exactly a question, but it's David Coleman who has suggested this. So this is, this is what is great about this live channel. We interact and we come together and we suggest things to each other. Great. Listen, guys, you've got my Facebook name, Edward Sweeney. Oh God, I hate that name. I bloody hate it. But anyway, that's my Facebook. So if you want to send me a friend request, send me a friend request on that one, and and if you're up for appearing on the show on a live stream, then by all means do message me, and by all means do that. I'll send you the link. But I think I prefer if you come on as audio only, I think it would be easier. And maybe for 10 minutes, and there's something you want to talk about, then talk about it. We're all ears. Okay, so Yogi Bear. This is sending out the wrong message. They're too easily influenced at young ages. I agree. I agree. Okay, so sorry if I Rusty Lids. Yeah, absolutely. I guess movies like you have movies like Mrs. Doubtfire and Tootie. So the idea of drag queens, entertaining kids is nothing new. It's nothing new. It's nothing new at all. It's been around for years. Okay, now a big apologies if I've missed anyone. Okay, now I'm going to finish off. It's been a good little old stream. I'm going to take that one down. Okay, we said our piece about this. Just one little closing thing. A movie review. Okay, just going to finish off on a movie review. That donkey behind me. I hope he's all right. Anyway, I thought he was alive. So on Netflix, I watched the movie now. So I watched a movie on Netflix yesterday, and it is a bloody good movie. It's not perfect, but it's well worth a look. Okay, and it is this movie right here. It's that one, Luther, the Fallen Son. Okay, now this movie is a film version. I think it's still the BBC behind it. But this is a film version of that wonderful show, that detective show, that really classy and terrific show, Luther, which came out about, was about 15 years ago, 14 years ago. So it was quite a while ago. But the BBC series of Luther, I believe it ran for 5 series, is absolutely terrific. It's a terrific series, not least because of this guy here, Idris Elba. He very charismatic, very charismatic guy. He plays a detective, and he plays the detective John Luther, and he's a bit of a cliche detective simply because he's rebellious and he's unorthodox and all the other things that you've heard before. I'm going to read a little bit about the blurb about this movie. It is a film version of that wonderful TV series, okay? I'll read a little bit about the blurb. Okay, where are we now? Where are we? Okay, let me see. There we go. Okay, so this movie is called Luther, the Fallen Son, has an immensely strong cast, Cynthia Bravo, whatever. Let's see. So also, there is a fantastic supervillain played by Andy Serkis. Now, I'm not really familiar with this actor, but apparently he's a serial killer, a very special kind, the kind who doesn't like getting his hands dirty. In fact, this supervillain takes this movie into kind of like James Bond territory. It does become a little teensy weensy bit like a James Bond movie, because this very, very well spoken, sinister villain played by Andy Serkis. Andy Serkis, yeah, okay. And Andy Serkis, he controls other people. He has his own like sort of like Batman, sidekicks and all of this. Now, what this movie is about is that Luther starts off in prison for past offences that he's done for being rebellious. He then breaks out of prison because there's this serial killer manipulating people using social media, mind control, and all the rest of it. And eventually Luther, he's at loggerheads with the police, but they join forces and they track him down. And strangely enough, the climax of this movie actually it takes place in Iceland. I don't know how they got there. I'm watching this movie and all of a sudden it kind of lost me, because they end up in these snowy Icelandic place. It starts up in London and end up in these snowy Icelandic situations. The movie's a little bit over the top. It's like Luther meets James Bond, but it is a fine movie. He's tracking down this serial killer. It's not perfect. But it is a fine movie. The thing about Idris Elba, he's very charismatic. He was tipped as being the next James Bond, but I think he may well have been before, but he's getting a little bit old now. He's kind of looking his age, really. But he's a fine actor, fine charismatic actor, and he plays a great part. Let's just have a little look at this. Yoz Travels. Yes, we'll be watching it tomorrow. Yeah, watch it. 2 hours, well worth it. It's a British thriller, and it is a fine British thriller. In fact, it's so good, I would watch that movie again. I'd actually watch it again. So, Roy Gold, Dick Emily dressed up all the time as comedy. Yeah, absolutely. Dick, I forgot about him. Oh, you are awful, but I like it. Yeah, Dick Emily did as well. Tulip. Most of the police dramas are dramatized. Well, yeah, that's what they're called, dramas, isn't it? Yeah. Let's see. Capo, I know Idris Elba's sister, tennis. Yeah, okay, fine. Cheers. Jock Martin said, there's no Clint Ed, forget about it, okay. Repair Shop says rubbish movie. It does get some mixed reactions on Rotten Tomatoes, but it's a fine movie. Fine movie. Let's see. BB, Andy Serkis is very good in it. A blackmailer. Yeah, absolutely. Roy Gold, Happy Valley was very realistic, I thought. Okay. Let's see. Hard Tulip. Starsky and Hutch in Miami Vice were often ridiculous. So was the Sweeney and the Professionals. Okay, fine, but they all played the part. I mean, I wouldn't put I say the Sweeney was a groundbreaker, but Luther. I mean, that TV series, that was a classy. That was a really genuinely good BBC TV series. Excellent. The pity the BBC wasn't like that all the time. Yeah, but this is a film version of that series, and it's well worth a look. I would recommend this movie. Kiki and Jasmine, Edris would make a great James Bond. I think he would have done, but I think he's a little bit old now. I think he's a bit old. Don't forget, when they signed up to James Bond, you're looking at 10 years ahead, and he's already a little bit getting on a bit. Humongous. Sounds like a Silence of the Lambs ripoff. Ain't Andy Serkis, the voice of Gollum. Okay. Let me see. David Coleman. Everybody wants him as James Bond. No, I don't think. I think he's missed the boat on that one. Yeah, Michael DePacker. Yeah. Let's see. Barry Humphries, Dame Evelyn Everett wasn't a gay for you. Absolutely, drag queens have been around for donkey's years. Johnny, bit atrocious reviews on this. There are a few negative reviews on it. Let me see now. Okay. Let me see. Kiki and Jasmine. Have you ever seen 8mm Nicolas Cage? I think I have seen that one. Okay, so I'm going to finish this one off anyway. Luther, the Fallen Son. I don't know why it's called the Fallen Son. I kind of missed that bit, but it is a fine thriller in which Detective Luther Idris Elba breaks out of prison. He's at loggerheads with his own police force once again. But the end result is that they're tracking down this vicious, manipulative serial killer. It's a fine movie, and it's well worth a look. Definitely gets the Steady Eddie seal of approval. Okay. So on that note, Mark Harmon has sent me a super chat. Okay, fine. Thank you for that. Mark Harmon, would you ever pay for first class to Thailand? I glanced at flights earlier on, and the bloody prices of the economy. God knows what first class is charging us. I'm not in that bracket just yet. But anyway, thanks for that super chat, Mark. Appreciate that. Roy Gold. Nobody ever thought wrong about Morecambe and Wise sleeping in the same bed. Yeah, of course. They slept in the same bed, didn't they, Morecambe and Wise? And no one thought anything of it. Yeah, absolutely. So, it's nothing new, really, is it? Nothing new. Okay, so anyway, yours travels. I live life on cruise ships. Oh, I've got to give them a try sometime. They're beautiful. I've got to give those cruise ships a try. Anyway, we've waffled on for an hour and 48 minutes. It's been a good stream. I'll be back next Monday for Steady Eddie Live. Probably be a pop-up video or something like that in the meantime. But listen, guys, we've done 3 nights this week, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. It's all been really, really, really good. It's great to have your company. We've got great questions and some really, really lively debate through the week. This time of night, what the hell else is going on? I mean, you've even got a bloody dead donkey on this channel. I mean, I thought it was live until someone told me it was dead. But anyway, I'll be back on Monday night, 10 o'clock UK time. And don't forget, if you want to talk me, talk me on my real name, my real bland, boring name on Facebook, on Facebook, and send me a friend's request. We can get together, and if you want to pop on the show, maybe for 10 minutes and, say what you got to say. We don't need a phone in. We've got StreamYards and the setup there to bring some guests on and say what we got to say anyway. Okay, guys, I'll say good night. Thank you. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday. Cheers.